Here we are. Home sweet home.
Thank you. What's going to you?
You heard the doctor. You've got to take it easy.
I can open a car door for myself. Oh, I get it.
Get what?
You're preparing me for the state the house is in.
That house is like a new pen.
I'll bet. Where's the tribe?
Karen's at school. Damon's down the job centre.
Hello.
Nice to have you home.
Oh, it's nice to be home, wherever state it's in.
Hey, the house is lovely. Even the garage.
Oh, it's good to see you.
Sorry I couldn't get down last night, Mum. Something cropped up.
It's all right. How are you, anyway?
Oh, some grumble.
Oh, you going back to the office after you've had your dinner?
Afraid so. I'll just get you something to eat first.
Oh, I bet there's nothing in.
No, I'm going to nip down and chip you what you want.
Anything. After hospital food, anything that tastes good.
Won't be long.
What about our Barry?
How are you? What do you want?
Fish and chips, will do.
Is everything all right?
Yeah, of course it is. Come put your feet up, man.
Is that the construction audit?
Yes, I've nearly finished.
Any problems?
Yes, there seems to be an anomaly on site supervision payments on the latest report.
Oh, last month's was all right.
I've checked the contract. It's rather ambiguous. I think the client should be informed so they can add an amendment to clarify it.
Well, what does the contract say?
Site supervisors can only receive overtime payments after they've worked a 45-hour week or a 9-hour day.
Well, that's quite straightforward, isn't it?
No, with them working away from home, they book every other Friday and Monday off, getting a long weekend and then work through the following weekend.
And get paid overtime?
Yes.
Yes, but they must lose out the weeks that they take the days off.
No, they take them as holidays quite legitimately. It happened mainly in the summer.
Does the amount of money come higher than the review level you're working to?
Not on a review of the weekly payroll for the individual sites, it doesn't.
So it isn't really your worry?
I still think the client should be informed. Over a long contract, it's going to amount to something quite sizable.
How much would you estimate?
100,000, give or take £1.
What?
It's a large staff, large salaries over a long period of time. Granted, it peaks in the summer, but it's still going to be enough to matter.
I should say so. And what's the review level that you're working to?
It's £1,000 on the payroll. That's with variances to the average. It has to be that because of all sorts of monthly adjustments.
So it could quite easily have slipped through.
Probably not. But then it could have been picked up at the end of the year. This way, they're going to sort it out before too much money goes out of the kitty.
Oh, I'll be pleased with you, Heather. Now all you've got to do is write the report.
Yes, but before I do that, I'm going to finish the big one.
The Operatic Society?
Yes, Joyce, the Operatic Society. I'm never going to forget you for this.
Forget or forgive?
Both.
How's it going?
I've almost found a system for using the subtotal. Seems boredom might be an important factor.
Boredom?
It's the only method I can find. Every now and then a subtotal pops up. Sometimes she uses an asterisk, and sometimes a tick, and sometimes nothing at all.
Oh.
Exactly. And I think I may have found an anomaly in those accounts as well.
What is it, the great tea money swindle?
Something like that.
Really? Tell me more.
No, not until I've rang a friend to confirm it.
Who's the friend?
Stuart.
Oh, your young doctor friend.
Mm-hmm.
How's it going with him?
I'll let you know after the phone call.
Right. See you later then.
Stuart? Hi, it's Heather. Oh, I'm fine, thank you. And you? Good. No, it's a business call. You remember the other night you were saying about people putting on a lot of Gilbert and Sullivan, yeah? And you said they were popular because they were out of copyright.
I tell you what, we'll both go round. And if you see a rage building up in me, you can calm me down, eh?
I'm having nothing to do with it. You chose them as tenants. You drew up the agreement. You're their landlord.
It was you that wanted the bungalow.
And it was you that bought it because you didn't want Ralph and Grace living next door.
I bought it for you because I wanted to buy it for you.
Huh.
And now that's the thanks I get. I've got to face him alone.
You sound like Gary Cooper.
Well, you're no Grace Kelly. See, I'm going round to see Sheila Grant.
Why?
Because I'm not happy the way she's been looking after our house. I'm going to see what's going on.
She's not your skivvy. You should go round there with a present, not criticism.
I enjoyed that.
Good for you. Well, put your feet up now, Queen.
Oh, don't fuss. I'm going to be all right. So, what's been going on here then while I've been away?
How do you mean?
Nothing.
Well, something must have been going on, and I don't just mean poor old George Jackson. I mean, has anybody attempted to do the washing? Do I need to stock up with food? Have the beds been made for the last week?
Look, everything's sound. Don't be worrying. Anyway, I've got to get back to work. Somebody's got to put the country back on its feet.
Late or early?
Hard to say. Oh, by the way, we could have a bit of trouble with the management of Petrochem. You know where Paul Collins works? George Williams has asked me to sound him out.
Paul Collins? Where are you going to meet him then? In the Swan Bar?
I shouldn't think so. Might be in the lounge. See you when I see you.
See you, love. You two had words. You didn't say one word to each other.
Not much to talk about, is there? Just glad to have you home, Mum.
I'm glad to see you home as well. So how is everything?
How do you mean?
I mean, how is everything? It's a straightforward question. How's Terry? How's Celia? How's the shop?
Terry's got problems with his ears, Mum. They don't know if it's going to be permanent yet.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, I'll do.
Have the police done anything yet about getting the thugs that did it?
They won't catch him, Mum.
No, because you won't cooperate with them.
Yeah, well, somebody's got to put an end to it.
That's not putting an end to it. That's letting them get off scot-free.
Yeah, but that's the way it is, man. I mean, we went and told the police about George and Victor, and that, and got a good hiding for our trouble.
Yeah, you were beaten up, seriously injured. Terry might be permanently injured. They can't just get away with that.
Yes, they can, and they will. I mean, what do you think would have happened to me if I'd have told the police about McArdle?
They'd have been put in prison.
Possibly, yeah. But I'll tell you what would have happened for definite, man. McArdle would have got 2 more loonies, and I'd have ended up in 3 hospitals. Me brains in Walton, me legs in Whiston, the rest of me in the Royal. And God knows what else would have happened, man. They might have come round here and done something to you, or the house, or one of the rest of the family.
My God, what kind of a world are you mixed up in?
One that I don't like very much, man.
Well, I'm glad to hear it.
Oh, I shall miss you, Vivian. Though I must admit, you have got me wondering a bit about last night. Well, I mean, you can't move yourself, can you? And Sandra and Kate swear they didn't swivel that chair around. So, what's the answer? Who is responsible for this bit of skullduggery? A bona fide person, or somebody who hasn't a leg to stand on, who could be harmless? I'll tell you what, I'd like to find out who. Because I've a bone a bit with him.
Perfectly reasonable explanation. Edna? What's up?
I've just been speaking to Ralph. It's Grace.
Grace? How is she?
Dead and buried.
When?
When we were on holiday in that lovely little village. Oh, Harry, I feel so awful about it. We were on their holiday.
Get that down there.
Thanks.
It'll do you good.
I still can't believe it.
Pneumonia, eh?
After a fall,
They buried her pretty quick, didn't they? 2 days.
the co-op had a cancellation.
How could they have a cancellation? Did somebody come back to life?
Don't be stupid. I wasn't going to question Rolf over the phone, was I?
How is he?
Upset, naturally.
Did you give him my deepest sympathy?
Of course I did.
Well, I didn't like the woman much, but that's got nothing to do with it now.
What a terrible thing to say.
Well, it's true, isn't it? Oh, well, I can't be doing with all this when a person's dead how great they were.
Don't talk like that.
It's just hypocrisy. It doesn't say because I didn't like Grace, I don't feel sorry for him. He must have liked her.
He worshipped her.
No, he didn't. Don't exaggerate.
Worshipped, that's the word. Looked after in sickness and in health. He's a good man, Ralph.
He looked after her, but don't be making him out a saint.
Not many men would have put up with what he did.
He did what he had to do. Most husbands would. Just because they don't have to doesn't make them any less husbands.
There were times when he had to do everything for her. Everything.
Well, as I say, most men would.
It'll be in the paper.
Well.
That we didn't go to the funeral.
Well, it's hardly news at 10 material, is it?
Where they print the list, mourners were. We won't be on it. People are bound to notice. And when they know that we were on their holiday... Oh, Harold.
It doesn't matter what people think. Ralph knows the score. It only matters what he thinks.
Can't help feeling guilty.
But Ralph won't bear any grudges. I mean, he was nice to you on the phone, wasn't he?
Of course he was.
Well then, there you are. What did you say to him?
Well, I just gave him our deepest sympathy.
You didn't make any promises, did you? Like they normally do at funerals.
We didn't go to the funeral.
You know what I mean. You'll always find our door open. Never be without money or anything. And if ever you need a friend, you know where I am. You know, that rubbish.
Well, as a matter of fact...
Oh, here we go.
Harry, the poor man's wife's just died. I just said he'd be welcome any time. That's all.
That's all? Oh, all right, I'll get it. Oh, it's you. Come at a bad time.
You've been in our house.
Of course I have. I used to live there.
You were in there last night messing about with Vivian.
Vivian?
The skeleton.
I never touched him.
You touched the chair.
Aye, and I got a right shock. Almost as much as the electricity bill.
That's what made me realise it was you. You must have taken a bill from our house.
My house?
Which we are renting from you. You could be done for breaking and entering.
I use my own key.
Oh, we'll just have to see about getting the locks changed, won't we?
Oh, will you now? You'll need my permission for that.
Oh, no, we'll just send you the bill.
What's all the shouting about?
This fella here laying the law down about our house.
Oh, not now. We've just had a terrible shock.
Just knock him, Future.
I did.
And if there's no answer, you stay out.
And don't you go damaging them doors.
Oh, Harold, come in.
And no more skeletons in the house. It's not healthy.
It's plastic.
What were all that was about? The lad from the nurse's home and Harry Cross seemed to be shouting at each other.
Shouldn't be so nosy. Bad for your blood pressure.
You're probably right. How's those dishes coming on? You seem to be taking your time.
Been having a think, Mum.
Well, kitchen's a good place for a bit of peace and quiet. You should try it more often.
I've come to a decision.
You sound very serious.
I am.
What is this decision, then?
I'm leaving, Mum.
Leaving here?
Yeah. I think it's best all round.
I knew you and your dad had been falling out.
We weren't falling out. Well, we were a bit. But the thing is, he's right.
What was said?
I'm just living from day to day, Mum. Getting bother. It's like I was 18 or 19 again.
What's brought this on now, this George Jackson business?
That and other things. Your baby, for one.
You don't have to think of leaving home because of that.
It's not just the space in the house, Mum. It sort of brought it home to me. That life's going on and I'm doing nothing about it. I mean, I'm old enough to have a family of my own now. I have to do something.
What do you want to do?
I don't know. But I know it's something, and that's a start.
Well, you don't have to leave home to change your lifestyle.
I think I do. Otherwise, it'll always be I'll change the next day or the day after. No, I've made my mind up, Mum. Nothing drastic, but I'm off.
You call that nothing drastic?
Well, I'm not going to Saudi or on the rigs or anything. I suppose that's what I mean.
Oh, well, where are you going to then?
The shop flat for starters, I think. I'll go and see what great thoughts I can come up with over that sink, eh?
Well, that's not so bad, if you're only going there.
That's just for starters. I don't know where next, Mum.
Are you sure you're not holding anything back from me?
Like what?
Like your dad asking you to go.
He never mentioned it. He tried to have a talk to us last night for my own good. But I wouldn't take him seriously. But it was only after that I got to thinking that he was right.
So he did say something to you?
Oh, quite a bit. But none of it was get out of the house. He's a good bloke, me dad, Mum. And it's only now that I'm coming to realise it.
Well, go if you want. But come back if you want. And don't go far.
Don't go far, Barry. Your chips are ready.
You didn't have chips half as many times as you remember.
Our Karen will be home soon. I want to be off before then, Mum.
Why?
I don't want to cause a fuss on him.
You're just going to go and leave me to tell them all? And your dad?
He'll understand. I won't be far away.
There's nothing else?
No.
Nobody chasing you?
Nobody chasing. Nobody pushing. Just me deciding, Mum.
If you need me, you know where I am.
What are we going to do?
I wish you hadn't told me, Heather. I really do.
You're my superior. What do you expect me to do?
It isn't just an oversight, is it?
It's absolutely deliberate. It all falls into place now. She offered...
Don't tell me. A bribe? Control yourself, Miss Havisham. This is serious.
We were talking about the cost of productions, costumes and so on, and Jane mentioned about having to pay a fee to Gilbert and Sullivan even though they're dead. And Lynn cut in with the immortal line, more tea, anyone?
No. So she is on the fiddle?
Oh, I don't understand why. I mean, she's obviously worth a fortune. We're talking about £10 here. Gonna have to tell Mr. Drucker.
Oh, no, we are not. He'll hit the roof and blame us in some bizarre way.
And if we don't tell him, it looks as though I've missed it.
You're absolutely certain that they don't have to pay a fee to the estates of Gilbert and Sullivan?
That's what I checked with Stuart about before lunch. He mentioned something about it the other night. Lynn Dearman is on the fiddle.
But why should she be?
I don't know. Maybe all those jokes about her drinking are true. Maybe she is an alcoholic.
Oh, no, this gets worse. Will you stop that?
Hello.
Hiya.
If you're fit enough to play football, you're fit enough to work.
It's not me kit. It's a few of me clothes. I've left home, see.
Why, what's happened?
Time, that's what's happened.
Don't understand.
I think it's time I went.
Where are you going to go to?
Well, I'd hope to use the shop flat for a while.
Michelle's up there.
Oh, is she back, is she?
No, she's still at Marie's. I don't think she'd be too happy to have you live up there. She blames you for a lot of what's just happened.
It wasn't all my fault.
It was her brother-in-law who got locked up and her fella beaten up.
I got beaten up as well.
Why don't you go for a walk round in Alaska? It is her flat.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah?
If she does lend us the flat, will you come stop with us? See how it goes.
No, Barry. Maybe some other time.
Yeah, okay. I'll see you in a minute.
Our managing partner's wife's friend is fiddling the Operatic Society's books.
She made a mistake.
You said she tried to change the subject when Jane brought it up. More tea, you said she said.
Look, I honestly believe it won't happen again. At least not to these books. Did you know she's treasurer of a few more organisations?
No, but it doesn't surprise me. She hasn't got much else to do with her time.
Yes, she does. Drink. The poor woman's obviously kept short of cash because her husband knows she has a problem. And there are probably mistakes in other books. Thank God we don't have to audit them.
How do you know all this?
I phoned her up. She asked me to if I had any queries. Don't worry, I was very discreet. But when I edged the conversation towards a phantom payment of fees to Gilbert and Sullivan, she more or less broke down.
So, what happens now?
I cross it off. She finds £10 to balance the books. Can still have a review, Levin, if you want one.
I'm going to have to watch you, Heather Havisham.
She won't consider it. It's her home.
What's that then, eh?
Afraid so. We're gonna have to talk.
Yeah, I know. We'll have to have a think first, eh?
Okay. Where will you be?
I don't know. I'll get in touch with you.
Give us a ring tomorrow.